Mashle. Light spoilers for seasons 1 and 2 of Mashle. Mashle is an anime that I tentatively like in the sense that it carries a lot of anime tropes that I find outdone and annoying, but the premise carries me alone. It's easier to be negative than positive, so I'm just going to try and machine gun everything that I don't like about Mashle before I talk about why I like it. I think the side characters range from great to boring to obnoxious. Dot is great. He's genuinely funny, great personality. His scenes with Mash are the best. Finn does literally nothing but cry. He only exists to make other characters look cool by the nature of Finn himself being practically worthless. Does he do anything else later in the story? Probably, maybe. I haven't read the manga. But for these 2 seasons, he has it. 2 seasons straight, he's basically done nothing but cower and cry. It is his only personality trait. He gets one moment where we see him get to use his actual magic ability, and it's immediately stomped on. He doesn't even get a moment to justify his own existence in the 2 seasons that we've known him, despite him being like the first person that Mashle was introduced to, and by the first person that we were introduced to aside from Mashle and his family. Some of the side characters turned allies are pretty cool. I'm fairly attached to Abel and Abyss, but then Lemon does nothing. What does she even do? What does she do beyond gloat about Mash and proclaim her love for him? Absolutely fucking nothing. I don't even know what her powers are, and I literally cannot remember if we've seen them already, because she's that boring. The only female character of our main cast of students only exists to be an unrequited love interest in her pursuit of the MC, and to be an unrequited love interest in Dot's pursuit of her. It's like the world's worst love triangle, the world's most useless love triangle. If anything, at least Finn has like actual personality traits beyond fawning over the MC. And then we get to Lance, who for some fucking reason is one of the lamest tropes in anime. I am so sick of this shit. A character's defining personality trait cannot fucking be that they're into their siblings in unhealthy ways. Literally, the only good part about Lance is that Mash actively calls him out on being creepy, but that doesn't change the fact that Lance keeps fucking appearing on screen, and this series expects me to enjoy his presence. Really, the entire concept of this guy just wanting a better world for his little sister is perfectly fine, and the way that he bonded with Mash about them both being klutzes or whatever, that works, but the fact that they had to fucking use the word siscon and that his sister complex is the only thing that he really has going for him in terms of his defining character traits is so fucking grating. They just stop doing this shit, Japan. Like, except for Dot, I don't really give a fuck about any of our main cast of supporting characters. They're all fucking annoying and suck and do nothing, and the few times that a character does pop up that actually gets any interest for me, like the guy that helped Mash with the balloon, we don't ever see him again. I feel like it's a bad thing that most of the cast enemies end up being more interesting than the actual like allies, especially the ones that turn into allies later after Mash beats their shit in. Secondly, there's parts about the writing that I do and don't enjoy. Since we're being negative, I'm going to talk about what I don't enjoy first. The magic system is fucking boring. Yes, it's just a regular, generic fantasy magic system with absolutely nothing interesting about it, and I hate the fucking, like, the magic power you have is determined off of these weird fucking symbols on your head, and that's it. I hate power systems that are basically entirely genetic. That shit is so fucking boring. And I get that part of the point is like, oh, you don't need magic. Look at Mash, he is not magic. But just to use magic. It's like, it's determined by the fucking marks on your head. Fuck, that shit, I hate it. Okay, so everyone seems to have their own personal brand of magic, which sounds fun at first, but nothing very interesting or unique is done with anyone's abilities. When you see a character do one thing, you can expect that to be all they ever get to do, which is never utilized in any creative way, aside from very brief sections. Like, again, balloon guy making the balloon bigger, that was fire. But Dot does bombs, he makes explosions. When the enemy is too powerful for his explosions to damage them, he has fucking nothing, and he doesn't do anything interesting with it. Finn can swap places, and despite there being ample opportunities to make use of this ability, we've even seen in other series how such an ability can be utilized in fun and interesting ways, like Toto from JJK, but Finn does fucking nothing with it. He uses it one time and he gets nothing out of it. Again, I don't even know what the fuck the point of Lemon's existence as a character is, and then the gravity guy Lance will always do gravity magic. He doesn't do anything cool with it, like reverse someone's gravity, lessen his own gravity to fly, lessen someone's gravity and like leave them suspended midair. No, he just like weighs something down. Okay, and now you might be saying, hey, wait, he did that torture pole thing. Well, that's another reason why this magic system fucking annoys me. Nobody is utilizing their own powers in creative ways, and when someone does do a new thing, it's an ass pull. It's some totally new fucking ability we've never never heard about before that they just happen to have in their back pocket. Every single time something like, oh, Lance pulls out a torture pole, it feels contrived, it's a deus ex, it's the generic boring magic system repeatedly acts as a deus ex machina to keep the scene going, but it feels like any character in anime can just pull whatever the fuck they want out of their back pocket in order to keep the scene going. Dot never uses his explosions in a creative way beyond just trying to make the enemy blow up, and his time bomb thing he did that one time doesn't count either, because quite frankly that was fucking stupid. The big plan is just to make more explosions. Still, the fucking time bomb, like what, instead of exploding him right away, you do explosions after a few seconds. What am I supposed to get out of that? I don't care. To be creative with it. Like, he has explode quickly, and in the most fucking useless power ever of explode after a few seconds instead of right away. And then when it comes down to the brass tacks, it's revealed that Dot actually has like a super special mark that makes him even more powerful when his emotions are high. It's revealed out of nowhere. He's used it one fucking time, and what does it actually do? It just makes his explosions bigger. He just explodes harder. Okay, nothing cool ever happens, and when something new does happen, it's not written well, so it feels like an asshole. Even the whole one line, two line, red line, blue line shit, again, I just cannot even begin to fucking care about. Everything about this magic system and the way people use their abilities pisses me off and it bores me to death. And the world building is lame. Now, that being said, let's talk about the thing I like, the single redeeming factor this show has going for it, and the one good thing that sat me down for 2 fucking seasons is something I knew was bullshit. Mash Burn Dead has no ability to use magic. And in a world where people you cannot use magic are serially hunted down, Mash has had to cope with his ability to not use magic, which he did so by being extremely physically strong. And his rigorous physical training and exercise was encouraged to him by his father from a very young age. He doesn't seem initially very smart, with studying being his biggest weakness, but he's surprisingly clever with his use of extreme physical ability. And despite not having a magic power, he's pretty much the only person in the entire fucking show that uses his abilities in creative and fun ways. Characters can appear on half the episodes of a single season and do the same fucking thing in each one. Mash will do something fairly different in every episode, because every problem that he faces requires a creative solution. He can't use magic, he has to fill a balloon with air until it pops. How does he accomplish this? Breakdancing under the balloon to funnel air inside it. He faces an enemy that regenerates damage incredibly fast. How does he beat this enemy? By beating them so fast that their regeneration can't fucking keep up with it. Yes, he does actually win by brute strength, but finding a way to land his big punches can be a problem Mash has to solve, and strength doesn't solve everything. He's always strong enough, but that doesn't mean he's capable of hitting them in the first place. Despite being incredibly powerful, we do see him struggle. He does have weaknesses, and while I never necessarily expect him to lose, I find a lot of enjoyment in seeing how he gets to win, whether it's genuinely clever and surprising or completely bullshit, but in a way that is genuinely comedic. Mash is pretty much the only good part of his own show, aside from Dot, who at least in terms of character writing is also pretty great, but aside from that, yes, Mash is basically one of the only good parts about Mashle, believe it or not. I love him as a character. I'm a sucker for non-magic entities in magical worlds, so the trope intrigues me. I tend to really enjoy physical combat-based characters or brawler powerhouses. Mash embodies that entirely. And on top of that, the show genuinely can be funny. It's heavily based on comedy, and the majority of the scenes that actually get me to laugh are a result of Mash and his antics. He breaks stores on accident, he's obsessed with hitting his calories and protein, so he's always got cream puffs in his pocket. The sheer disbelief on the bad guy's faces when Mash genuinely managed to bullshit his way into beating their magic, even if a predictable outcome, is still pretty fun. So yes, Mashle has a lot of problems. Yes, I can probably talk about the parts that annoy me for another like 10 minutes. I'd probably still rate this show like a solid 6.5 or maybe like 7 out of 10. Did I enjoy watching it? Yes. Mash is genuinely good enough of an MC to carry his otherwise dogshit verse. Is the premise of a super physically strong guy who can't use magic not having to only pass but get first place at his magic school an interesting premise? Yes. So I'm still invested in Mashle. I'm looking forward to season 3. The OST is pretty good. Maybe with the reveal in addition of our overarching bad guy Patient Zero and his possible connections with Mash, we'll get to see some more vague character introspection. Maybe we'll even get a reason to justify Lemon existing in the story. Maybe the world building will get more interesting. It looks like the show is cooking up some stuff that could be good. I can't say for sure, but I'm sticking around. I'll watch season 3. Anyways, it's not bad.
Get those calories. Get those calories.
It's heavily based on comedy. A majority of the scenes that actually get me to laugh. Oh, fucking phone call. Hello?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey. Fuck, where was that?